I wasn't raised in a way where what I meant by the word home would be obvious. From my dad's military career where he was called to serve at any given time, to his calling to serve God where his pastoral appointments were only good for 1 year at a time, to some of my most extreme experiences with poverty, where home for me was defined as sleeping in a car and getting washed up in a McDonald's restaurant before heading into school. The traditional sense of the word home never existed for me. That is, until I moved to Wichita. When I moved to Wichita, I found a place I was excited to call home. I found a church where I felt nurtured and seen. I became student body president at Wichita State University. I went on to earn several degrees and later entered into a career in higher education where I built a multicultural department from the ground up. I love Wichita. But I still came close to leaving this place. Why is that? And how can we help more people like me, people who have so much to offer this fantastic city, the opportunity to keep calling this city home? My name is Joseph Shepard. I'm 29 years old and I serve as the Chief of Staff at Lead for America. Lead for America is a national nonprofit service-based organization committed to helping young professionals identify home and then commit to doing the work to make home a better place. So, why did I almost leave Wichita? Well, one reason is I did not feel seen. Now, it's true, when people looked at me, they saw a young, black, dynamic man, and that is what I am. But they didn't see my story. They didn't see what I had to offer. They didn't see that while I was student body president at Wichita State University, I also held primary custody of my nephew, making my grades during my senior year of college even more of a triumph. They didn't see the stories that on one hand gave me incredible resilience, but on the other hand shaped my leadership style and, shall we say, made my leadership style real unconventional. A lot of people in this room would tell you it needed a little bit more polishing. Maybe they were right. But what changed for me? What kept me in Wichita? For me, it was people. People like Brandon Johnson, Danielle Johnson, and specifically in this case, a guy named Ed O'Malley. Yes. Ed O'Malley was the president and CEO of the Kansas Leadership Center when he took me in and took a risk on me. He was also one of the Republican gubernatorial candidates at the time. Ed believed it was important to give somebody like me the opportunity to serve, to learn, to lead, and to fail. The ability to take a bet on my resilience and know of my ability to do better next time. Ed believed in me. Ed guided me and showed me that there was a way for me, Joseph Shepard, to both lead and be successful in Wichita. At Lead for America, we are showing young professionals that they don't have to leave their hometown in order to obtain success. Rather, obtaining success starts right here in their hometown. When Ed brought me in, he said he cared about me. He allowed me to show up in the workplace as my most authentic self. Most importantly, he taught me how to use my leadership to navigate different spaces. And while some of y'all may call that code switching, I call it meeting people exactly where they're at. You see, in the eyes of many people in the city, my leadership was seen as counterproductive, but in the eyes of Ed O'Malley, it was an opportunity for growth. At Lead for America, we are helping young professionals serve, learn, and lead at scale, just like Ed O'Malley did for me. In our National Hometown Fellowship Program, we have 129 fellows in 39 states, people like Tatiera Gary. Tati is a black first-generation college student, and she is leading DEI efforts for Sedgwick County, a role that the county government found impossible to fill. Her story is much like mine. Her mom struggled to make difficult choices like whether to pay the electricity or focus on other household priorities, whether to have food or have hot water in her home. You see, Tati was my student at Newman University. And I specifically remember her sitting in my office nervous about what opportunities would come next. You see, Tati graduated with her degree in May that year in biology. And she struggled during her senior year of college, like most of our seniors across the country, because of COVID. She headed back to Topeka, where her family was. But at Sedgwick County government, Lead for America had a unique opportunity to help fill a critical role that could move our community forward in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space. I saw how Tati's degree in biology with a mixture of social science could make an incredible combination to help move the needle in DEI, so I called her up. And Tati was excited to take on the opportunity, to take on the challenge, and to return to Wichita. I mentored her. I guided her. And just like Ed, Brandon, and Danielle did for me, I never gave up on her. Of course, my girl Tati got the job. But while she was in the job, she received world-class leadership development and training from Lead for America, going through courses at the Kansas Leadership Center, teaching her how to handle adaptive and technical challenges, teaching her how to work across factions, that just because someone doesn't look like you, believe like you, or vote like you, doesn't mean you can't work with them to drive change in a community. You see, at Lead for America, we believe in the power of bridge building, that there is power in reaching across the aisle. Tati is working on DEI efforts and has brought on a DEI consultant with the help of the staff at Sedgwick County government. Will later go on to roll out a strategic plan that will benefit not just residents in Wichita, but in the entire region. You see, this young lady at 22 years old is moving the needle. She has received tons of value and appreciation for her work. And guess what? In May, she'll graduate with her master's in biology. Even better than that, she plans to keep her talents, her skill set, and her experience right here in Wichita. Tati, stand up and wave so we can congratulate you. You see, Lead for America gave Tati the opportunity to transform community, but the truth of the matter is that Tati had it all along. The grit, grace, and the gratitude that she provides and brings to this city is inherently visible in every single young professional that is here. So today, I want to respectfully and meaningfully challenge the way that we invest and empower all of our young professionals. I want us to think about taking people in, taking risk on them, and not allowing the narratives that we have constructed in our minds about the people we see in our world, whether that by virtue of how they lead, how they speak, how they look, to dictate where they can go and what they can be in our communities. You see, perhaps to you, I don't have the credentials, but what I do have is grit, grace, and gratitude. I want my nephew to grow up in a world where he believes firmly that he can be the CEO of his own world. And for that, that means that someone must give him the chance to lead, to serve, and to learn. I believe that oftentimes the only thing that separates young professionals from staying and going in a community is opportunity. And with Kansas facing a high level of brain drain and a declining population, it's time to build the civic bench of America. And it's time to build it with young professionals who know their hometown better than nobody else. So, will you join me to Lead for America? To give young professionals like Tati, like Jose, like Bradley, like Melanie, the opportunity to rise up and make a difference? Let's not wait until we believe they are capable. Let's give them the opportunity, like Ed gave me the opportunity, to serve, learn, lead, and fail. We're ready to partner with you. We're ready to lead for America. We're ready to transform our communities. Thank you.